In this lesson, you will learn how to make use of the web request and do a text check on the response. So let's go into LoadRunner developer using Visual Studio Code. I have already created a empty script, and on that empty script I can now define a web response by firing a simple web request on a specific URL. So basically, when you do a web request, the default method is always get. So you can define here just the URL and enter the address you want to request. So Advantage Online Shopping again is our request, and that's it. You can also send the request by sending sync, and this will fire just a simple get as a default method. What I can also do is I can just log the response status. So let's say web response status, and this will return the response status in the log. So let's do it. So here status. So we are able to see it in the log. And here I also enter the semicolon, and let's run it. So run a single V user. We can see here the request was successful. The response is 200, so accepted by the server. And now what I can also do is I can, on the web response, I'm also able to check a specific text. So let's say I can say on the web response we have defined, let's say, text response, which will be Advantage Online Shopping is something which I would like to check. And this is something which I can do directly on the web response, a text check. And on this I can provide my text response which I'm expecting. Here I need to put the brackets on. Okay. So, and here once the response is valid, so I can log that the check is passed. Check passed. Otherwise it will be failed. So let's say here I can write the else node and load .log check failed. And as now I'm trying to access the response itself, the response body is being checked here by the text check. I need to turn on the return body on the request. So if I would run this, I would end up in an error. So let's run it, and you will see that there is an error. Even the status is 200. I'm not able to check the text on the body because the body was not returned, and there is parameter I can set on the request itself. So let's say I add it as an array and define that the URL is exactly this one. And after the URL, I can add an additional parameter which will be then defining the return body. This I can set to true, and it will return and allow me to do the text check on it. And if I open this URL, you can see that here I'm able to get HTML return. And on the HTML return, if I look into this using the developer tools, let's reload it. So here we can see all requests are reloaded, but on the top it is Advantage Online Shopping, and here I would basically not find Advantage. I would find Advantage Online Shopping. I would not find, so my check should fail. If I remove the online, then this is exactly what I should be able to find on the title, Advantage Shopping. And let's see how our test will respond, because we are checking here on the advantage online shopping. So this basically would now fail if I would run it. First of all, I receive here the body, which is good. And on that body, I can see check is failing. And this is because I'm checking for the wrong string. So if I would like to check for advantage shopping and run it again, then this check should be passing. So now I can see check passed, status is 200, and with the return body I have now allowed, or I have configured the request to send a body and save it as part of the web response, so I can make use of it and check it as part of my script. So this is how you would start using the web request and web response in combination. So there are a couple of other explanations coming up in this playlist. So this is just to get started with.